just passed a horrible accident, and you guys don't really have to see me for this one, so I'll just put you in my cup holder. Yeah, that was a pretty bad one. It's a snowy night. Ugh, that was a horrible sound. So yeah, on Facebook, probably about a week ago, Sabella Shepherd asked, how was my last YouTuber meetup? And thing is, there hadn't been one for a while, because you can't count on anybody to help organize things like this. People will exclaim how great they are and how they had so much fun, but then when you ask them, hey, why don't you pick out a restaurant and just, send it to me what day and time that you'd like, or go ahead and post it yourself. Here's all the controls of the meetup group. You can make it as easy for people as it possibly can be. Basically tell them, hey, you name an idea and we'll make it happen. And by we, I mean I will put in the legwork. All you have to do is say something that you'd like to do. And even then, people can't be bothered to help organize anything. And that's what problems I ran into with the Colorado YouTube Club. I post things, people show up, and then a couple of them became regulars, but nobody really wants to take any bit of responsibility on, not even just, type a few keys and hit enter, So, for a couple months, I went not posting anything, and I had a couple people ask me through personal messages on meetup.com, hey, when's the next YouTuber meetup going to be? And I would send them the message, hey, anything that you post as a suggestion, I will make live right away. And they wouldn't. No one would put themselves out there, right? And then I had Jordy coming, and I was like, you know what? We'll try another one that I set up where 10 or so random YouTubers will sign up to this thing, and we'll just meet some new people, And then I had some other people say that they were going to be going outside of the people who actually signed up on the website. Come the day of, nobody who signed up in advance showed up. Of course, from my last video that Jordy didn't make his flight out from Canada. But on top of that, Kane had to work until the time we were going to be meeting up. And then he had some family obligations later that night, so he had to go to sleep. Understood. Shanny for Christ and Rev just totally didn't show up. And when I got home after that, Shanny was running a live stream. And I was like, oh, that's nice. She's got time to run a live stream. And then the next day, I think she met Trisha Paytas, which was a really great thing for her, so more power to her. But it's very similar to the other times that I ran these meetups. People who say in advance that they're going to go, like weeks in advance, aren't the ones who end up going. It's people who are lurking and not even, they don't even have accounts on the website, and they'll show up, and say, oh, well, I saw it was posted. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't RSVP, and they'll just show up and, they'll pimp their website, and sometimes they'll pimp products and stuff. And then there's people who, like, with all the people who sign up in advance not showing up, there's people who sign up either the day before or the day of. Like, I will think that the RSVPs are one number. I'll get to wherever we're going to meet, and there's going to be another number of people coming. And it's going to be a completely different set of people, right? So, this last meetup we had, Sabella Shepard said she'd like to hear about what happened after the fact, because I said that we were going to have one in like 3 days. So, here's the story. Jordy was supposed to go with me and Misty to the fights later on that night, but he didn't make his flight out, so the YouTuber breakfast that was going to have him there, it was still scheduled, and there were still people saying that they wanted to go to it, so Misty and I went. And Mom's Opinion didn't show up, Kane didn't show up, Jordy, of course, didn't show up. Yeah, pretty much all of the people who weeks in advance said that they were going to show up didn't. And we had breakfast. I met a guy named Anthony Quintano. He's got a YouTube channel, and he actually works in the film industry. We've had a few of those just show up after signing up day of. He works in the film industry, and he's out of work now, but he decided to move from Hawaii to Denver because of cheaper cost of living and whatnot, which to me and Misty is like really strange because housing values have skyrocketed in the last couple of years. But he has footage of flying over volcanoes and covering contests where there's like 50-foot waves in surfing and stuff like that. He's a nice guy. He told me of the experience he had running meetup groups, right? And he asked me at some point in the breakfast, like, what was the direction that I was going to take this meetup group, right? And I said I really didn't have a direction other than I'm not trying to squeeze money out of people who are trying to learn how to be YouTubers, for shit that I would teach them for free. If they just show up with their laptop and say, hey, can you show me how to use this chroma key function? Can you show me how to pull off an edit like this guy did here, where it looks like he actually shot bullets out of a gun? Can you teach me how to do that in After Effects? I would teach people that for free. But the previous regime that had control of this meetup group, they were about running classes and charging people, $10 to $50 per class, mostly around the $10 to $15 range, and I'm not about that. I'm not trying to make $1 off of other people. This is more like, for me, it's about let's promote like community, and not try to make a buck off of other people, And Anthony, he suggested, well, maybe just so that people have more buy-in and they actually start showing up when they say that they're going to, you charge them in advance, like say $10, and then if it's non-refundable and whatnot, you can just put it in like a group fund and then build something out of the group. Use it buy something for the group, you know. And I've seen this as a slippery slope turn into back what the previous regime had, which was charging people for classes and lectures and whatnot. And that's all fine and dandy. There's groups that do that. I just didn't want to do it, you know. So, I am thinking about relinquishing control of the meetup group, and then somebody else with their other vision, you know, if they feel like taking a stab at it, they could have total control over it. You know, they'll just have to pay the meetup dues, and whoever's a member of it, you know, they all get the same email. Hey, you want to step up and pay for this? I think that's probably coming pretty soon. I did get a meetup going for this month because I saw this special offer that they had between Meetup and this other company called WeWork. And WeWork basically has workspaces that people can rent out for, you know, basically you're like leasing, but it's less, I guess, intensive lease, you know. It's like all things included. You don't have to worry about shit like janitorial services and, you know, how to stock the coffee machine. And you can run your business and just have a workspace for your business. You just rent it out, and it's all included. Everything. All the amenities. Wi-Fi and everything, right? And so they have this special deal with Meetup.com where they're allowing meetup groups to meet there for free. Probably just to show off the amenities so that they can get some advertising out of their unused space. And so I signed up our group for like a 2-hour block of time, right? And I really don't care how many people will show up to this thing, right? But on that day, I'm probably going to start a live stream from within the room, and it's going to be a lot less noisy than the restaurants we've been meeting up in before. And maybe I'll have a conversation with some people on camera. Maybe I'll go over what I see at the WeWork Center, you know. But I think what I'm actually more interested in, more than a YouTube meetup, in this case, will be how the WeWork thing works with the promotion with Meetup.com. Like, when I get there, I've got 2 hours that I was given for free, right? And I'm wondering, will there be flyers set out so that, like, everyone who would come to this thing would be able to see, like, their business pitch? Or when I get there, are they going to have a salesperson there to do like a hard sell, like, oh, well, you're going to get this one for free, but if you really want your group to grow, you know, we've got this special rate of like $45 a month, and you can use the spaces on demand, and you can, you know, as they are available, you know, sign up for these spaces. When, you know, people just don't realize that you can get the same thing from your local public library, you know. Of course, the coffee isn't provided, you know, free, and it's paid for by taxpayer money. But there's all sorts of places that you can set up a meetup for free that'd be quiet and have a table and chairs and a whiteboard and Wi-Fi, you know, all sorts of places in cities. You don't have to have a company that you're paying rent to. And I really want to see, like, is this something like a gym membership? Like, are they expecting for people to sign up for this stuff? I think the rate was like $45 a month for like you don't have a static place. It's like a dynamic, you know, you can use so many hours per month thing. It's like $45 a month, right? Well, are they counting on people not using it and, you know, basically not using their membership, just like people don't use their gym membership after they sign up? Most of them don't. You know, is it one of those things where they make their bread and butter off the people who don't go? I want to know. So that's what I'm going to be exploring a week from Tuesday. And at the same time, doing a YouTuber meetup where, you know, other people can learn the same thing I did. And then after that, I don't know what the fate of that meetup group's going to be, because I do definitely think that I could get similar results just by using Facebook. You know, I could get similar results to the turnouts that I've had with free sites. So, yeah, there's even been some of the people who go to these things that I can't get them to make a profile on meetup.com because they're just afraid that they're going to get charged. Or like it's some sort of backdoor into charging them. They'd much more likely use their Facebook profile to confirm that they're going to something than they would create a new profile on any website. So, I don't know. Maybe Meetup is just going, you know, the way of the dodo. I've seen a lot of old meetup groups that I used to be a part of not have any actual meet-ups for the last 2 years, you know? And I kind of cleaned house on my profile. I was like, you know, I'm not interested in that anymore, or that. You know, and I don't even live in that city anymore, so I don't really need news from there. And I don't need, you know, notifications from there. And yeah. I'm much more interested in, like, the technology factors of this and the sales technology, the sales tactics than I am actually meeting people at this point, because there are much better ways to meet people than meetups. Laters.